right, we're starting a new chapter about conflict in Africa. So you've learned about in your previous unit all these different places. Now we're going to focus on some conflict. And we're going to look at the standard of globalization, how that leads to conflict. And we're going to see a lot of conflict because of globalization. We'll see it with slavery, blood diamonds, cell phones, chocolate, and rubber. We're also going to evaluate economic activities and how they affect the world. All of these actually are economic activities, but you'll be assessed on whether chocolate is a benefit for the people of Ivory Coast or it's not. So you'll make that judgment. So the very first word we need to know is, what is globalization? It's part of our standard. Just so you know, it's the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence and start operating on international scale. So it's other countries from all over the world doing business with each other. Let's take a quick look at this video.
Today, we can get Alfonso from India, coffee from Brazil, and wine from France sitting at our homes because of something called international trade. Traders are extending their areas of business by seeing the world as a global market. Countries are coming together as one big global economy. This is called economic globalization. Globalization refers to international trade being less obstructed by national borders. Globalization is the process of growing, developing, and expanding the business, services, and technologies across the globe. It's like considering the whole world as a single market. Globalization is not a new phenomenon. The world economy has been increasingly interdependent for a very long time. In the recent years, the process of globalization has accelerated exponentially. This is because of various reasons. Easier transport has enabled the movement of people and goods all over the world. Businessmen can get labor from countries that have a lot of population. They can sell their products globally without many restrictions. All the dominating brands have shown real revolution. Prices of quality products are getting down because of cutthroat competition running in the market. In the last few decades, many countries agreed to lower tariffs or taxes on the goods which are imported from other countries. This has often occurred through the support of the World Trade Organization. Also, the technological advancements in the past few decades have played a major role in globalization. People are sharing information and exchanging ideas by the use of internet. Now, it is so convenient for us to buy and sell products from all around the world. On one hand, where globalization has made easy access of technologies to people, it has also decreased the opportunity of success by increasing competition.
All right, so globalization, we think of all the great things that come with it, but globalization also drives some bad things. And you're going to learn about slavery and how globalization, which you can see here, and economics really drove that slave trade. People in Europe, they wanted sugar, cotton, tobacco from the Americas. Well, they needed people to pick all those things and grow all those things to get them back to Europe. So you're going to see Europe will take people, steal people, and put them in the Americas. And you're going to go through more of a lesson on that. So you're going to see guns, cloth, iron bars, all of those things coming to Africa because there is this need. Hey, we want these things. And then people being exported out. So this is really a negative effect of globalization, people's hunger for these things, which will drive slavery. Now, another key term you're going to learn about is ethnocentrism. It is the belief that one's own culture or ethnic heritage is superior to all others. This cartoon is done after the slave trade, probably a few hundred years afterwards, but it still has the same idea of ethnocentrism. What drives the slave trade is a way to make money. What justifies it is, hey, my culture, my ethnicity is better than yours. And as you look at this, you see this is going to be the United Kingdoms, usually portrayed by a short, stout man with a top hat. And this guy you can probably guess is Uncle Sam. And these would be all the people we're helping bring them to civilization up here. We're going to take them out of all of these rocks and hurdles because we're better than them. We'll get over brutality that their cultures have. But ethnocentrism is the idea. it justifies, hey, we can do these things because we're helping. In reality, there wasn't a whole lot of helping, more so taking. And when we speak about taking, we're going to look at how Africa is divided up by a bunch of different countries. You can see on this cartoon to the right, illustrated the mad scramble for Africa. All these European countries wanting a piece of Africa so they can basically make money. Again, globalization, the need for rubber, which is in Africa, for your bike tires in Europe. Hey, we've got to get a piece of Africa because rubber is here. Well, how do we get it? We do this through imperialism, which is a policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. And you're going to also learn about later the Berlin Conference, where all Europe sits down to the table and says, I get this of Africa, I get this of Africa, you can have that, and Africa gets no say. And that leads to a lot of current issues happening because people took and they felt like they could. It was justified through ethnocentrism. And again, this is all brought on by greed and money and globalization. So those are your key terms: imperialism, ethnocentrism, and globalization. All right, we'll get started on this next unit.